couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Rosen here down around his own goal line. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Now it's Rosen. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And this one complete to Jermaine Gresham. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff, Johnson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. On 2nd down, Johnson. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
All right, here we go.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Penny, a first down carry. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
They always have changed in a big way. The way we see it now, they're almost mirrors between the free safety and the strong safety. One will be up, one will be back, or sometimes both will be in the same spot. On that play, the free safety was there, no gain.
They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. A handoff to Penny. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And right side caught Hogan. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Hogan, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is T.J. Logan to return it. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Rosen. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
On 3rd down, Rosen. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Returnable for Lockett. He won't go down. Nearly a huge return. As it is, still a very good one. 24 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Brandon, more and more offenses are going to the philosophy of using every inch of the field to try and spread things out. And when you're running back and catch the ball as well, that can only help your offense.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Dylan Cole. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. That's now a 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Completion left side to Miller. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, Something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open. That makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
On first down, it's Rosen. Keeps himself upright. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. The 30. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. They were looking for Johnson that time. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
The pitch goes to Penny. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Forced out to his left. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Losing 6 yards there to bring up 4th. Sebastian Janikowski to try the Seahawks field goal. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Sebastian Janikowski to try the Seahawks field goal. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And Janikowski bangs it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the...
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. So we got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Here's a give to Penny. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And there's Baldwin. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Janikowski adds the extra point. And that makes our score 17-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. With it on the return is Logan. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. They begin the drive with Johnson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Right there in coverage, the veteran Cam Chancellor.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Rosen again on 2nd and 10. Room to run past midfield. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Now Rosen on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
2nd and 10 now. It's Rosen. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Cardinals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Rosen to throw again. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it. They'll try and throw for it with Rosen. And he's going to go down again. Frank Clark in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. The D brought the house. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz. And in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that 4th down.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This from 54 yards away. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Jonathan Coachman. Bailey now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And out now come the Seahawks. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Rolling to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was going for the tight end, Nick Vanette. And now it's second down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Finding some room at midfield. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Rashad Penny. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. Gets through and now an opening. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. The throw left side complete to Hogan. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
On 3rd down, Penny. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And all the gamble fails. It's incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work.
Well, the element of surprise was there. All right, there's no doubt about it. For us, maybe. But not for the guys on defense. An incomplete pass on the fake field goal attempt.
I guess, though, if you're trying to pick up the first in that spot, why not let your QB rush coming, and he's taken down. Jaron Reed breaking through to get him for a loss of 7.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Here's Rosen to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Rashad Penny, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. With it on the return is Logan. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Defensively, the tackle by Cam Chancellor.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
And this time, Rosen will throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And he's got Gresham. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 18 yards there and a first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
Rosen will throw. Throw left side taken in by Miller. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And that one results in 35 yards. Rosen on 1st and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
It is hard in zone coverage to stop a curl route because when they see it, they just try and find the open spot and sit down.
Yeah, we always talk about finding the soft spot in the zone. What's the key to doing that? How do you do it?
You have to read what the coverage is. Is it 2 deep? Is it 3 deep? Because then you know where the linebackers are going to drop, what spots in the field they naturally get to, and you find that open space, and then you're...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Barkevius Mingo in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. The Cardinals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Gone!
Now Rosen. And the pressure gets to him again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
4th down. Here's Rosen. And able to find Kirk complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Christian Kirk, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals get a bit closer. Now Rosen will lead him up here to go for 2. Now a toss going left. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. Bailey now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
14. Look for signals.
Now they'll run it again with Penny. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Seahawks on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now this time he'll look to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Frank Clark in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Here we go. It's Rosen on 4th down. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. So a failure there to get rid of the football. I don't know in the end that it's going to matter much here with this game, but it yields another 2 points.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. It may not matter a ton with the deficit that's already there, but like my old coach used to say, it sure ain't going to help.
That doesn't help indeed. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Now it's Wilson. And it's incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. The handoff, running left is Penny, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Again, it's Penny. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Now it's Peterson. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Nazir Jones with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Now Rosen to throw on 2nd down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Detroit!
Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now it's Rosen. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Now Rosen looking at a 3rd and 2. Well, they would have gotten a conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Caught right side, Gresham. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also...
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Frank Clark in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10. Wilson wants to throw it. Flushed out right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
They'll toss it to Penny. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Underneath for Johnson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Now Rosen looking to throw. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And now it's Rosen looking. And that's caught inside the 30. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe.